Good evening, YouTube. Hello, and welcome to my live stream. Or if you're listening to this in a podcast form, which is possible, welcome to me just hanging out, talking about digital creator news, anything in the world of those with an online following. So, digital creators, YouTubers, influencers, and all the whole crazy mess of a world that involves. Yeah, I am Anton Wong. If you don't already know, I am a YouTuber. I make YouTube videos and such here on this platform, and yeah, on YouTube, on Instagram, and in a few other places, but mostly YouTube. And yeah, we're gonna be talking about some Raider news. So let's just get to it. First one I want to talk about is this. This is Tube Filter. Hello. If you have joined, let's see if I can find my. One sec. This is the one I'm talking about here today. There's a man named Jamie Pine launched an app called Notify. It's an app basically enabling fans to subscribe to creators across all platforms. You know how sometimes when you're subscribed to a channel and on YouTube, and they just YouTube just doesn't notify you, or they don't show you, they don't give you notifications. And sometimes that happens with Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, I don't know, other platforms, and you're not notified. So yeah, this this company by this YouTuber named Jamie Pine, he launched called Notify recently, and yeah, basically you just use the app to subscribe to your favorite creators across all different channels: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, etc. And yeah. Yeah, and it's just basically, well, it's basically that. So you see down here, it's a Vancouver-based startup, and they have launched on iOS and Android. Right now, they are in beta. So I have basically how it works is you as a creator would sign up with your you would basically sign up with your own name, try to secure like a link, secure notify.com / Anton Wong video. That would be mine. And I went in and secured that for my own channels, my own YouTube channels and stuff. And then you just link up your different social channels: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all that jazz up together. And yeah, you link all of those up together. And your followers can just follow you on Notify with the app, and then it basically just pings you, pings the fans depending on their settings, giving them a notification because, yeah, it's YouTube might, if you're logged on to their or signed up for their notifications for a channel that you're subscribed to, they might, but it would just be for YouTube. It might not be for all of the other things that you are subscribed to for a person. And yeah, this is actually not too different from like, I don't know if you ever heard of those texting platforms where someone you would give them your phone number, and then the creator might send a mass text to everyone saying, "Hey, my video is out. Come watch it, and here's the link." So it's kind of not too far off from that. Sometimes YouTube does hit videos with, like, it just doesn't notify people. I don't know. I've had experienced that myself. Excuse me, a few times on both ends, on on the creator end, and then also on the as a subscriber, and it can be a little frustrating. So yeah, and basically he had raised close to $1 million in funding from a few of these venture firms, venture capital firms, and basically, it seems like he has been chronicling this on his YouTube channel, on his YouTube page. Just talking about the project notify.me. Sorry, not notify.com, notify.me. And yeah, so it seems like that's kind of what they're going with here. And as for my thoughts on it, I think let's see, man. I think it's pretty good considering, like sometimes that does happen to me, where I am not, I don't get notified sometimes by about my favorite YouTubers or subscribers when they post. Sometimes it happens with live streams, such as this one. Sometimes it happens with live streams, and I get notified of that. But sometimes I just don't. And it says it's personalized, but like there's like 3 options. One was like don't notify me. Another one was like notify me of every time, and then another one that says notify me of personalized notifications. Like what is personalized? What does that mean? So yeah, it can be kind of confusing and a little bit annoying, to say the least. So yeah, I gotta say, you know what, good on Jamie for doing this. I hope things work out well for him and for the service, because it does seem like I don't know how they're going to be able to make an exit, make profit from this. It seems like the best way might be to like be acquired by Patreon or something. As for like, how they can make profit, maybe have it be like subscription based by like having creators have to pay a monthly subscription fee in order to use the service. So that could be one way. It's a pretty common way. So that sort of way as a software as a service. Another common way could be to maybe have ads somewhere, notify, or geez, I don't know, maybe within notify saying like, oh, we're gonna push this creator because they're sponsored, and we're gonna feature them because they're paying us. I don't know. I guess monthly subscription would work best. And at that point, I think it's either that or they get acquired by some company, or they figure out some other thing, because this just seems like a single feature, and I don't know if they have like what their business plan is here. But it seems cool. And they're creators themselves, like Jamie's a creator himself, so it does seem like that's kind of where he wants to go with it first. Like that's his first thought, that he wants to help out the creators. So yeah. So next up, I want to talk about this thing right here. So Apple deciding to basically have that new iOS 4.5 policy that asks users if they would like to be tracked by buy whatever apps that they're using, and yeah, it's I think that that's why Facebook is quite upset, and of course, people like Snapchat and Pinterest, and I guess Google also, other sites that require, or that their advertising dollars rely on tracking personal information of people. I think that's going to be quite a doozy, since beforehand, I guess on iPhones you could go into the menus, and if you want to have apps stop tracking you, you can go into the menus. But now it's like right out of the gate, do you want them to do this? Yes or no? And I think most people, when asked that, or at least a large sum of people, when asked that, would say, no, I don't want apps to track me. And so, I think that's gonna. Oh, hit my mic there. I think that's gonna hit a lot of advertising-based businesses that rely on tracking, on personal information and data. Data. Do you guys say data or data? I don't know. It's going to take a huge hit on those people. It's just. I mean, it's kind of funny when you see like Apple and Facebook squabbling with each other, like, you're doing this, and like, no, and then Apple's like, we're doing this because we want to protect the privacy of our people. Like, okay, cool, but you also like have a very like duopoly with Google for apps, and it's really expensive for apps in your app store, and also you seem to be increasing your ad space, your ad um, what's it called, your ad revenue. So Apple. Sector. Yeah, so it seems so. I don't have access to that. Do we have access to this? Nope. No. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it here. It's crazy. Like, there are different estimates saying that like between 50 and 70% of people. It says there are wide variations between countries, with 50% of US users agreeing to be tracked compared with only 20% in the UK. Yeah, so I don't know how many people will want to be tracked by various companies and corporations, especially Facebook, as they don't exactly have a great reputation, track record, what have you. And it seems like let's see, Apple hinted could afford to pose as a champion of privacy because its profit came from expensive devices and kept from app developers who might be forced to change subscriptions if it was harder to sell ads. So yeah, there's that. Here we are, Financial Times, via Reuters News, Yahoo News. It says Apple is planning to expand its advertising business by adding a second advertising slot in the App Store. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. In the page's suggested section, according to the Financial Times. So it's not like this isn't anything new. Like, obviously, they do. They have mentioned that they really want to push the privacy angle. But yeah, I mean, it does get a little bit strange when you're adding a new advertising slot for within your app store that will allow advertisers to promote their apps across the whole network, other than in response to specific searches. Yeah, so I'm sure privacy is a part of it, but then there's also expanding their ad business. So yeah, like they're hodling or hodling. This is Bitcoin. They are sort of killing a little bit of the supply of ad space, or basically increasing the demand for reaching out to people. And so they have taken over that from basically, yeah, taking that over in their space, and just taking those dollars from people who want to download apps. Which, you know what, savvy business move, but you can't say it was all about privacy because, well, because you plan to expand your ad business, so yeah. What next? So yeah, there's that. Let's see if I can find the next one. So yeah, I think sites like Facebook and Snapchat and Pinterest, they're gonna get hit. But does that mean that they're gonna be okay? Probably. I think so. Depending on their cash flow and such. It's gonna be harder now for some small business app developers and such to reach people. Like, I know it can be contentious of like, people don't want to be tracked, and like, yeah, I don't always necessarily want to be tracked either, but it does help these certain small businesses, especially if you're like a local business or small business who wants to reach out, find a specific kind of audience member, specific kind of person who might be more likely to purchase your product or service. And that might be harder to do if you can't do as much tracking. And yeah, of course, there are other ways of going about it. Like, I think Verizon is one of them, and I think I can't remember. There's like there's like a coalition of a few different advertising firms banding together to create a new something that doesn't rely on cookies to track people across the internet. And Google is coming out with one called Flocks, which is I think, what is it, like federated learning of cohorts or something. Basically, it's like cohorts, groups of people like who might enjoy kayaking, and then groups of people who might like pet products, and groups of people who might be at the age of 65. But then when you put those cohorts together and then figure out you can match those cohorts together, like technically they're anonymous, and they're like groups of different people. But if you see like who's overlapping with many different cohorts, you can kind of figure out who someone is. So yeah, so there's that. But yeah, I don't know, like if Facebook and these other sites, Snapchat and Pinterest and all the rest, and Twitter, they can figure out a way to boost their ad business without having to track their users across the web, for leading to greater privacy concerns. Then I think if they're able to figure that out, then yeah, I think the ad business is going to continue. Like Facebook recently posted a year-over-year increase in ad revenue. Google through YouTube had also posted an increase in ad revenue. Like across the board, it seems like digital ad revenue is increasing and not decreasing. So doesn't seem like anyone's joining. Maybe I'll stick around for a little bit longer, and if nobody else joins the live stream, then I'll just leave in like 10 minutes. Hello, welcome to the live stream. If you're here, say hi. Say hi in the chat. Hello, say hi. Yeah. Let me see if I can find if the stream is actually working. I didn't even check. Okay, it seems like I'm live. Okay. Looks good. It sounds good too. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. Anyway. Okay, well, the another thing I would like to talk about is here we are. Where are we? Group tab. Creator Plus. Creator Plus. What is it? Creator Plus. Creator Plus is kind of like what you use. It kind of sounds like it is a streaming service for creators by a bunch of, featuring content by a bunch of creators. Excuse me. It is founded by Crackle and YouTube former execs and former employees. They raised $12 million, and their idea is to turn influencers into TV and movie stars. Basically similar to, I guess, what some other companies have tried to do. I guess Brat TV is kind of trying to be like Nickelodeon. You got Awesomeness TV, which is owned by Viacom CBS, and they're there. But yeah, it was founded by former Crackle general manager and serial entrepreneur Jonathan Shambroom, according to TubeFilter, and also founded by Benjamin Grubbs, the former global head of top creator partnerships at YouTube, and is also the founder of Next 10 Ventures, the creator fund. And yeah, they plan to finance, produce, market, and distribute a bunch of feature films headlined by influencers. So very much like the Brat TV model, just find people with pre-existing audiences and then, cast them in movies, and then, sell merchants and stuff like that. And they're going to be vertically integrated. So they're going to be a studio producing stuff and also a streaming platform, similar to how Netflix does it, and I guess Disney Plus, and all those other streaming sites. And yeah, they plan to target 14 to 28-year-olds. Not too surprising that sort of Gen Z, late millennial, young people age. And they're planning to make everything from young adult to comedy, romance, drama, basically just targeting 14 to 28-year-olds in the United States, but also in the UK and some other places, probably to maybe France at some point, probably Australia, Canada, New Zealand. And then as they expand, they might expand to Latin America, so Mexico and Chile and Argentina and countries like that. But I guess for now, they're mostly focusing on English-speaking countries. So yeah. And basically, after recouping production and marketing costs, Creator Plus will share all profits with creators in a 50-50 split, with the IP being jointly owned in perpetuity. So this looks like it would be an okay deal for the creator. We all know that in the early Wild West of deals being made with big companies, with creators. A lot of YouTubers and creators have been basically shafted, is the word often used, been pushed aside, to say the least, by companies often called MCNs or multi-channel networks. And yeah, basically, this 50-50 split with the IP of the product of whatever movie or TV show that they make being jointly owned in perpetuity, that looks pretty good. I don't know what it's going to look like in practice, but yeah, they seem to will only be able, at first the films will only be available for purchase transactionally across the platform and all the devices. So it doesn't seem to be starting with subscription or ad-supported viewing. So similar to like purchasing something on iTunes or purchasing something on the Google Play Store, where you straight up purchase the and then own the digital file. So yeah, I guess it is kind of similar to Brat TV, except for Brat TV's going for their business model is similar to it in that they are getting people who are already famous and then plugging them into shows and stuff, except they're doing it for like an even younger audience, for like a 9 to 16-year-olds. But yeah, and then their business model seems to be YouTube ad revenue as well as branded content. Yeah, branded content seems like what they're going for. And I think Awesomeness TV as well. But these guys seem to be wanting to be like making the thing and then selling it transactionally for now. Like, you don't know, in the future they might go with subscription model. Who knows? It could change. It could all change. Yeah, and it seems like they've brought on some other people. They have some creators who are also participating in the funding round. People like other creators like Jake Roper, Peter Hollins, and a bunch of other people had also joined. So former Twitch designer Trisha Choi will serve as head of product, and Black Lives Matter movement leader Ben O'Keefe has been named head of diversity. McKenna Marshall has been named head of development. So yeah, it looks like they got a lot of people already on board. It doesn't say if this was, how many other people had joined in, but it does say that like some other investors had hopped in on this. So yeah, I don't know what this is going to look like. If it's similar to Brat TV, it could turn out okay. Others have tried it and failed, but others have tried it and succeeded, like Brat TV and Awesomeness TV. Is this going to work? That's where I gotta say, I don't know. Obviously, finding someone with an existing audience and then creating something off of that, siphoning that audience to produce a product that you can sell, where the thing that you make is the product, and it's not like your audience is the product. Because when you make YouTube videos or you are an influencer, often your audience is the product, and you are selling your audience to brands, like Skillshare or Squarespace or whatever, or Bang energy drink. You're saying to the brand like, hey, this is the general demographic of my audience. They live in this country, they are this many years old or whatever generally, and yeah, would you like to have some like a shout out, and I will charge this much for it. And so the audience becomes the product, but now they're producing something to where the production is the item that they're selling to their fans. And because they're fans and they want to see their favorite creators in these projects, in these movies, in these shows, they might be more inclined to purchase that as opposed to, signing up for MeUndies or purchasing from MeUndies, getting a Birchbox subscription or whatever. So yeah, obviously you are taking on more risk because you're not just grabbing brands, selling, brand ad space, doing brand deals. But if they're able to pull this off, which I think it's very possible they can, if they do this right, yeah, I think you could see the next. I don't know if it'll compete with Netflix or Hulu or Discovery Plus or any of those. Oh, maybe they might be able to compete with Discovery Plus, Paramount Plus. I don't know. Maybe those other ones, lesser known ones, the not Disney Plus, the not Hulu, the not Netflix or Amazon Prime. Those are like the giants. But I think that if they recruit enough, it could turn out like pretty successful. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, or you can tweet at me at Anton Wong Video. And yeah, that's all I got for today. For following news, this has been following news with Anton Wong. Thank you guys so much for listening. It doesn't seem like anyone tuned into the live stream, but that's okay because I don't just do it for the attention. I do it because I want to talk about these things. And if you want to listen, then that's cool. And if not, then that's also cool. But thanks, guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.